I'm Patrick McNee. Leonardo da Vinci is perhaps the most enigmatic figure the world of art has ever produced. He created two of the most famous paintings in the world, the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Although few people know that his entire collection of paintings only numbers 15, including his two most famous, this makes absolute sense when one considers he was also a sculptor, architect, musician, engineer, and natural scientist. Given his varied interests, it's no wonder he found it impossible to devote his life to a single pursuit: painting. Leonardo was possibly the most curious man who ever lived. Everything he saw made him ask, how and why? He was also rather difficult to define. Leonardo used code and encryptions in many of his documents. He often wrote from right to left. And although his paintings were of a religious bent, Leonardo was by no means a devout Christian. In fact, some people believe that he inserted subversive messages or secret puzzles in his seemingly religious paintings. He may have hidden the answers to the mystery of these paintings in his strange writings. Let's journey into the mystifying world of Leonardo da Vinci and unravel the mysteries that surround this Renaissance genius. One only needs to look at Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man to glimpse his genius for drawing, symmetry, and guise. At first glance, it is a drawing of a man within a circle and a square. But Da Vinci, in fact, has solved a mathematical question that many have tried in vain to unravel. Vitruvian stated that the construction of a temple or building should be based on the proportions of man, since they were perfect. He says that the human body with arms and legs extended should fit into the perfect geometric forms, the circle and the square. An illustration of Vitruvian Man by Cesariano reeks of failure. Cesariano drew a perfect circle and square tangent to each other at the 4 points of the square. Then he forced a figure of a man into the design so that his hands and feet touched the points. The result was one of the most disproportionate figures of the Renaissance, with arms too long, legs too short, and hands and feet too big. A system of relationships alone did not make beauty happen. It took the genius of Leonardo da Vinci to solve the problem. Leonardo started by drawing a perfectly proportioned man and then found the circle and the square in the figure. The circle and square are only tangent at one place, the base. The thing that he added was beauty. Leonardo infused the drawing with a number of hidden equations. For instance, the length of a man's outspread arms is equal to his height. The width of the shoulders is 1/4 of a man. From the elbow to the tip of one's longest finger is 1/5 of a man. The distance from the elbow to the armpit will be 1/8 of the man. And the distance from the bottom of the chin to the nose and from the roots of the hair to the eyebrows is the same, and along with the ear creates 1/3 of the face. Leonardo writes his codes and observations in his cryptic script above and below the drawing. Leonardo's artwork goes beyond the obvious. The characters in his painting seem to have their own stories, separate from what's being portrayed. Just what is the Mona Lisa smiling about? And what's all the activity in the Last Supper? We are about to find out. The identity of the woman Da Vinci painted in the Mona Lisa has puzzled many through its long history. A very old method used for encoding intentional messages into artistic works is the Kabbalistic interpretation called gematria. This method assigns numbers to letters, so Mona Lisa would be represented by this equation. Another name for Mona Lisa is La Gioconda, which equals this equation. The measurement of the circumference of the painting equals 84. And if we add up the numbers to Leonardo's name, once again, the number 84. Could it be that the mysterious lady is none other than the master himself? Da Vinci's Last Supper is as famous and well known as the Mona Lisa. Did Leonardo leave hidden messages called Renaissance clues in his most religious artworks?